Hello, and welcome to Tumbleweed. We're here in the Coliseum with more Stack v Stack games. Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP, 3K, 4v4. Goodnight Internet Explorer, Mackinaw, who is Careful Crusader, and Vastal on ANS. Das, Arcano TGS, Vryn in Pie of Reckoning on Team 2 OSP. Looks like both teams are kind of standing up to take control of the top of the map, but they're spread out pretty effectively. We know ANS is going to be having at least one beam battleship. Might be having more. Good, not dropping down with the Fort Snelling build. This is an Axford and Prince, so it's one Axford, 450s, 120 sidearms, a couple of frigates and escort, and one sprinter with, I think, PD on it. Maybe Mark 62s. I don't know. It's been a little bit since I've seen the Fort Snelling. Drop down, of course, with the ANS team, and since we are talking about Axfords, it's got VLS3 on the back with hybrids and torps. Yep. There's the Jam Sprinter support. Oh, no frigs. Just sprinters. 2 jam sprinters. 3 jam sprinters for a grand total of 6 blankets covering this Axford with stone walls. Oh my god. That is incredibly obnoxious, especially on Tumbleweed. And an Explorer's got 2 beam destroyers for anti-cap duty. Yeah, these are not Viet Congs. They're nearly naked. Or maybe they are? This is like way stripped out. Oh yeah, the jammer and the okay, these are on the other underside instead of the top side. Got it. It's also got 1, 2, 3, 4 gun and torp sprinters and 1 pure gun sprinter. Mackinaw has double oxels. One has a bullseye on it. Mark 64s, of course, all around. And a pair of, or just one? Yeah, just one support hang up in blanket sprinter. Nice. To disrupt the enemy's ability to spot, and 2 capping torpedo and gun corvettes. Vastal, beam battleship, 3,000 points. Got missiles in the C4. Probably gonna be torpedoes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A real Tumbleweed monster, that one. Let's hop over to the OSP team, see what's going on. A lot of holes on this side. It's gonna be a little tricky for the beam battleship to deal with. Got 1 Ocello and an anchor with Mark 66s. This is the 450 guns. And some point defense all around. A lot of Auroras, bullseye, bastions. What kind of internals you got here? Got any anti-jam capability here? Not really. Got the parallax. Sundrive and a Raider and a boosty. Oh boy. A lot of ammo elevators. I think we listened to this last time, so we're gonna go find some different music. Just 1 second. All right, there we go. Arcanos also has a 450 bulk freighter with some decoys on the backside. Mine containers on the backside as well. It's got 1 EWR tug with cannon on the nose. 1 nearly naked gun shuttle. DOS has MMTs. MMT. Oh my goodness, that is a lot of MMTs. Really going to be making use of the complex cover of Tumbleweed to deny sight lines and surprise people with missiles. Big fight going on over Delta right now, but we're too busy for that. Das also has a bunch of gun shuttles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 MMTs, 5 gun shuttles spread all over the map. That is going to take some micro. Good luck, buddy, especially on a map like Tumbleweed. Pie's rocking double 450. That music is way too loud. Oh boy. You step away for 2 weeks and can't handle the non-diegetics very effectively. 450 cannons on Pie's. Also got some backside missile launchers and some soft kill. And even a Lyrebird on the backside of one of these. Decoy containers. Probably gonna have some combat containers in there too. 1 LRT tug, 1 jamming shuttle. Man, Pi really does not want to get missiled. Vryn's rocking Obelisk, Plasma 100, and then 250 bulk freighters supporting each other. It's also got 3 capping gun shuttles. A lot of cap control out of both teams. It's really paying off for OSP. They've got 3 points. They're working on a 4th. ANS only has their natural. They're coming up on the Echo side with Axfords, with Voxels, and even with the Sprinters coming over here to try and deal with this capping force. They got to get control of one of these sides. beam ship coming up here, denying that echo point. Because if you start off with a 4 cap, you're gonna have big problems. 3 to 1 isn't too terrible. 3 to 2 is normal, but 4 to 1, something has to change and change almost immediately, or a loss is basically guaranteed. Anus is starting to carve off some pieces. They've killed the gun shuttle down on Alpha. They've killed the shuttle down on Echo. They have lost the frowny face over on Delta. V's able to down. Whoa, bike Elmia. V's able to down one of the torpedoes. No one's really able to take control of Echo. Anus has jumped on the point, but it's getting shot at. The sprinter here is getting shot at by 100mm by the MMT. It's going to be a real problem shortly. Looks like the entire Pi is using decoys to screen from ARAD missiles, firing ahead of himself and flying behind them. We keep that nice and safe. Ooh, rocket strike. No, S2 is out on that sprinter, denying that echo cap. No one able to take control of that. ANS has got to get on this board. They're already 50 points down. Trying to go for the alpha control. Yeah, those MMTs, there's so many able to really effectively deny and trade efficiently versus these single Corvettes. Shot the gun off of one with the missiles. He's trying to finish off with the 100mm, but unless it fires another missile volley, that's going to get the Bravo cap. I think we're going to fire. Yeah, there they go. Off-market vape canister 3. That is certainly a missile name.
Put some respect on it. It's a very solid missile.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. Needs to get this finisher. Okay, it's not dead. ANS is going to be able to capture that alpha point. The aux steering is going to keep this sprinter in the game. The nose is tilted up. A lot of the gunfire is going into the back. There it is. They've evened things out. They're not getting any advantage. They're already down 80 points this early in the game. It's not the end of the world. There's a long time till the end of things. But ANS has lost just about as much as OSP, and you don't really ever want to be in that boat, especially not right at the start. Oh man, I really hope nobody on the recording can hear the Steam spam noises.
You're good.
Well, obviously you guys can't, but because Discord won't pick it up, but I don't know if OBS will. The entire upper left side of the map for OSP is absolutely covered in Killjoy ball jammers. They got decoys out. They got lyrebirds on. They got little jam missiles flying around. They really don't want to get missiles. There's just not that much in the way of missiles on the ANS team. They got a lot of torpedoes. I don't think they have any hybrids. I'd be willing to bet you those torpedoes are not ARAD. So this is a really cool play. But it is not going to pay off for the OSP team. Sprinter on Alpha is still alive somehow. In fact, it's leaving the point. A few mines have been laid around the map. Another S2 strike off. I think it's going for the battleship. Yeah, so this is going to spot that this is a battleship here. But the S2s aren't going to do anything. They're MMT S2s, so they probably don't even have enough armor penetration to get through the BB. And they're just going to miss. Don't see that every day. Ah, comms jamming on the bitten field, of course.
Hello.
Looks like Destroyer might be getting an angle on one of the MMTs going for Alpha. Yeah, it's burning forwards. Destroyer gonna dip down just enough. Team's ready to fire out of range. By how much? Can't be by much. Oh no, this has got to be like 6.6, 6.7. It's so close. Being in range. Another S2 volley. Going back for the sprinter. Gonna finish that off. Bonky Doodle Dandy. That's a dead tap 2. ANS now has no assets directly on the alpha point. They are covering it with the Beam Destroyer, and that's pretty valuable. In fact, that's often more valuable than having anything over there. OSP has, however, taken the Delta side of the map by force. They've got, looks like about 6,000 points worth of shit flying around up here in the form of 3 bulk freighters and a cell and a jam shuttle. Covering things, they're still up by that 80 points. ANS might be able to capture Echo. Looks like the EMT's been zoned out by the Beam Battleship, and they are covering the Echo point pretty effectively. So that lead's going to start closing. The Voxel group has managed to get a good angle on the backline on Bryn's bulk freighters, and they are dumping the fire. Oh, there's an axe for it. Oh, this is the force snelling, actually. It's not the voxels. Where are the voxels, then? Okay, here they are. Hanging down in the middle of the map. I saw the sprinters and the jamming and the no tracks, and I was like, oh, yes, the voxels. But no! Goodnut out here playing his Axford like a bunch of voxels. Even as a raider in this thing, he's still able to drop off of sensors at medium and long ranges. That's nuts. It's in Mark 62 range. And Mark 62s plus the Mark 66s, that's a lot of damage. Comes down the field incredibly fast, especially coming out of an Axford. It's going to have a ton of ammo elevators, probably 4, maybe 5. 1, 2, 3. Or maybe I'm wrong and it's just 3. No way. There it is. There's the 4th one up by the Parallax. Yeah, 4 is kind of the sweet spot for capital vessels. Pretty much always want to have 4. Having 5 is nice. But both Voxels and Axfords, and even battleships that are gun-centric, want to have at minimum 4. And 5 if you can manage to get it. Basically impossible to get 5 on Voxels these days. But you can sometimes squeeze them into Axfords if you sacrifice some sensor gaming. Really go nuts on the DPS. The extra one gives you a little bit of redundancy and also a tiny little bonus over 4. But really, it's the redundancy you want. Now that the ANS capital vessels have managed to move forwards on the map, they're able to start zoning out the OSP fleets. They've got pretty strong control on the Echo side. There's some shuttles scattered around. And even Charlie's fairly open. The bulk freighters are having to back away because of the Axfords and all the jamming, not being able to shoot back. Taking shots from 450 and 120 is bad enough. Not being able to shoot back is a real serious problem. You don't really have any other option than to leave. Taking damage for free is about the worst thing you can do in this game. Meanwhile, Pi has managed to get above the Bravo point. Pi is inside the ANS's spawn. Is still being covered in jamming. Alright, does he have this thing on B short and have like a bunch of cooled amplifiers?
Rapid Damcon? Oh, those ones.
ACAs.
Thank you. Actively cooled amplifiers, yes. My brain was like, AAR! No, that's not it.
Maybe you need some H2O.
Perhaps. I do, actually, I do. We're gonna do that.
The field just vibing in a rock crevice.
Yeah, ANS has about the same concentration points on Echo's OSP as over on the opposing side of the map, though, with Pi getting back here and getting back in, man. If these bulk freighters can continue heading in this direction without being spotted, could fire 450 rounds into the back of ANS capitals, and getting hit on the nose isn't too bad. Getting hit on the broadside is pretty bad. But eating 450 AP in the butt is a death sentence. There's almost no angling from the rear on the armor, because it's all angled to deal with things from the front, and hitting on that big flat engine kills these big drives extremely fast. And once the ship cannot move, it cannot maneuver, and it will die. But unfortunately having a little bit of trouble maneuvering his bulk freighters around these asteroids. God, this game is one of the most mech warrior Neb games of all time. We got the NASCAR.
God, he's mentioned it.
OSP jumping onto the alpha point. The edits had to change its angling because it got run up on by a gun shuttle, which is Glonk, currently dead from torpedoes. Edit will be able to reorientate onto alpha, but not super fast. It does have a dragonfly, so as fast as destroyer possible. Ooh, and missiles finishing off the ship on Alpha. Gonna be able to save that for the ANS. That's good for them. They really need that. They still haven't quite caught up from that early deficit. And with OSP being above Bravo, I feel like they're gonna be able to jump down and capture that point. But I don't know. ANS is doing the same thing onto the onto OSP's natural. They got the voxels over here. They got the Axford over here. And they've also got the extra sensor warfare with the sprinters. Pi is really not looking confident to dive onto Bravo on his own. Could be a destroyer down there. He doesn't really know. There's not much sensor coverage this side of the point. As ANS is a little more confidently able to move forward with all their jamming and firepower all concentrated in one neat little ball up here. Got some torpedoes out. 8. Oh, nice. Act A-Red validated out onto the... whatever these are, bulk freighters. So keep trying to call them Axfords, because Vrin's playing them. But I think these are either going to be dragged into the rock. No, okay, no. They're not going to go into the rock. They're going to drift just under it. Oh, these are hybrids. These are not torps. They're moving so slow. I thought they were torpedoes. Oh, that changes the ball game. Some AMMs out. Hybrids. One of them gets dragged to the rock. Rest of them get AMM'd and bastioned. Vrin safe from getting hit on the nose with some hybrids. We might have even had HKP in them. Good save. Good save with those AMMs. Internet Explorer able to keep a good control down on the Echo Point. I think starting to head into the direction of the Bravo. Good play. Really needs to get down on that point. It's completely open. I know they don't know that, and it's smart to play careful, but still. A lot of fire going into the Edmund Fitzgerald. Bulkfreighter's gonna die real quick. These things take damage like you wouldn't believe. And we're seeing it right now. Team Battleship still playing fuck games down the crevice over by Echo. Thinking about poking out, didn't quite do it. Gonna be able to catch this shuttle that's headed towards the Echo Point as soon as it pops over the lip there. Yeah, the bulk freighters are a little too far away from the battleship to really get in there and deal damage, so it's smart to keep it back and keep it on defense duty. Really, that's the strength. That's the big strength of the beam battleship on this map. It's hanging out in that upper crevice that runs between Echo and Delta, and being able, you can rotate down to Alpha if you need to, so you can exert pressure on 3 points and hard control 1. Alright, let's watch the shuttle be evaporated. Vrin do be struggling. I'm not really sure what he's doing.
He's got in a pretty shit spot.
Yeah. It's one of those situations where he should have moved like a lot earlier, and now he's getting punished for it. Bittenfield might not be able to angle towards the shuttle in time. I think it's going to keep deflate on him. The beam turrets do be trying. Crusader's got a sprinter up here. Well, it's going to be a little while before we see that get beamed, so we're gonna start looking around. We're going to go back over and see where Brim's going. Yeah, I really shouldn't have dipped down here. Should have kept the angle and rotated around the inside of the Delta loop. The Tumbleweed's sometimes hard to maneuver around, and people often want to leave the map and then go back into the map instead of doing the threading the needle. There goes the shuttle. Bye-bye. See you later. That's why I keep this here. Bulk freighters have managed to get in range, though. They're spotted. They are known. Putting some fire down the field. I don't think they've gotten any lands, unfortunately. Sarah... Yeah, here we go. Blood down. Please tell me you got 2 TCs. Yep, there they are. Last man just take control of the Bravo point. While Pi is storming over the top of the map. Try and put down fire on the field on this Voxel. Voxel's actually probably the worst of the targets. You really need to be firing at the expert. Oh, but these are at the absolute max range. These 450 guns. Some of the shells are dissipating before they can land. Who has the HEI AMMs? Okay, we're gonna have to tell him about that. He's not gonna be happy.
That's rough.
Yeah.
RP that beamstone is getting attacked by plasma.
Yeah, the beamstones haven't done a whole lot. They seem to have gotten outmaneuvered and destroyed pretty effectively by the OSP team. The usual spots are known. Very nice play. Pi still out here hanging out, shooting things. Not doing a ton of damage to the voxels given the range. ANS is able to get in and take Charlie. They're up by 20 points. More like 14 points, actually. And down on Cats, but not for long. They're about to have the 1-point advantage. And with the way that they're rotating, they're really taking the military advantage. Most of OSP's cap fleet has been eroded. Some of their military forces, yeah, OSP's... Both of Ren's bulk freighters are pretty bruised. Not dead by any means, but their combat power has been reduced slightly. Strategically, ANS is in a really strong position. OSP just kind of isn't. The orbital bulkers can be a menace, but they seem to be struggling to find good targets. It's pretty hard to do that on Tumbleweed. You really need the cap control, and then you can use your long-range assets like this to zone. But just running them around to be gunships specifically is significantly less effective.
A lot of OSP's sensor assets seem to be dead.
Yep.
Or non-existent.
Yep. Meanwhile, ANS is moving pretty effectively, sticking together and killing things. Doing the damage.
Vassal just sitting in his lair.
This might be the last of their OSP GWR tugs going down now.
Yeah, it has been pretty funny, of course. Bulk Predator is a little bit faster than the Axford and the Voxel group. Have managed to close the distance somewhat. Gone around more of the total map than the Capital team has. Nothing's still able to get onto Alpha. Looks like Ren might be going forward with his Bulk Predators. Gotta be real careful with those down here. Yeah. I don't know. This actually seems fine. Didn't feel. Where is it? Oh, it's way over the other side of the map. Yeah. Just plugged
Lurking
up
in
here
his
in this crevice.
parlor.
Getting zoned out by the 450 ships a little bit. A little too deep in it.
I'm not sure if Vassal actually knows those 450 ships are there. Does he?
He's gotta.
I think he's waiting for them to actually try and push into the E point so we can catch something at close range, which,
Maybe?
well, there's a shuttle there now. He's back really far off the point for that, though.
But yeah, that's the problem. It would be smarter to be like under the rock right next to E instead of way down there.
He hasn't even hit the EWR hug below him.
Is he stuck?
Might be, but I doubt it.
No. He's at least able to turn, so I don't think he's stuck. His...
That EWR tug doesn't have a radar, so he doesn't see the other ship.
Any explorer, it'll be taking the echo point, Pompon or Pi, whoever that is.
Ren working on an A-cap.
Yeah, he's managed to get on the point with his bolt predators. A&S now really out of position. They've got the strong military advantage. They're not in a good spot. 4-1, as we said earlier, is a big problem, especially now that we're much later on. We're past the halfway point. It's going to be
ships.
pretty brutal for them to come back from this. Most of them are hanging out over the Charlie spawn. In fact, basically all of them are out over on OSP's side of the map. They're all grouped up. It's two big capital balls and the beam ship over on Echo. Looks like soon they're all going to be on Echo, and that's still a problem. You got to spread those ships out. You need things on a Delta. You need things on a Bravo.
Oh, Vassal's coming out of his hole. Those line ships are really close.
Doesn't have a good angle for that unmask though.
He's rotating though. He's
It's
working on
hardly
it.
gonna matter in a second. He's at such close range, and he should be able to run them down.
Yeah.
Let it go. 26 and a half.
It's locked. He's getting 450 to the flank. There we go. Beams come out.
At aim point. Oh, much better.
Shot up the sun drive. And the ones that knows are just going for the front and only burning off thrusters.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
this that was not much damage. The ship is going to be taking a lot more than it's dishing out. Knocks out a jammer. And Solomon's now eating 450 fire from Nacella and two bulk predators in that port side. Gonna keep burning the beams.
Oh, he had a bad aim point. It was completely off the hull on that line ship, and I don't think that was a traverse issue.
Struggling desperately. Some S1's out. AMM's trying to protect from the Sturgeons. Yeah, it's gonna keep those alive. OSP still up 4-1.
Sadly, sometimes you roll a bad aim point and the beams just don't do anything.
Yep.
I think they got the magazine on one of those line ships, right?
Oh yeah, they did. One of the magazines is down. And that battleship is mostly just fine.
Yeah, but he lost one of his antennas and his bullseye.
The only antenna he has. RIP.
ANS going over the top
One of the
of
line
Echo
ships lost
point.
drive.
Just a
I mean,
sun drive, though.
They're double drived.
Oh, so there.
Gonna be able to maybe get an angle on these 450 bulkers, but it seems like they're getting the hell out of
I was
dodge
wondering
quite
what that
effectively.
was.
Yeah, there they go. Run away. Capture the point, run away. Provide fire support elsewhere. It's been being played really well. Pi, I wasn't sure about that huge flank on the back side of the map, but it's working out for him. Yeah, there's just a lot of...
Everyone's playing fuck games.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The map's kind of a mess. I'm just sitting here looking at the TAC map. Like, how do I even describe what is happening?
And it's taking E back, but with the IE basically out of the fight, they needed to do something sooner.
And they're about to lose C anyway, but that's what we're going in.
We do have a light cruiser moving back to respond to that.
Yeah, Plasma 100 bulk predator is going to be able to mulch the voxel.
How good is IE at communication?
Very.
Okay.
Fifty bulk predators losing to the Axfors and the voxels in this mid-range fight. Well, they already have been a fair bit beat up. ANS isn't out of the game yet. They're 120 points down. That's still winnable unless they lose all their caps, of course. Starting to lose the Charlie cap. There should be a voxel in range to deny this here pretty shortly. We're just gonna have to actually detect the shuttle to be able to do that. And with the what is this? Lyrebird Jammer might not be able to. We need to start RPFing that lob.
Oh. Voxel's not actually engaging the sea capper. What's going on? Oh, there it goes.
And it's getting pinched by something else.
Once we manage to secure the Alpha side of the map. Vessel's mostly repaired up as being battleships, is moving back into the map proper, but this ANS team has just been so balled up and so trapped and really unable to do much with it. OSP's done a pretty good job of avoiding fire and staying alive. Brent in particular was under threat from that capital block for a long time. I thought he was gonna die, but he just kind of left. Yeah.
Just like the skeleton man says, if it sucks, hit the bricks.
He declined the opening gambit. Fort Snelling having to push out on its own. Those jam sprinters, of course, can take almost no hits and be rendered entirely ineffective. This
Has
thing's...
two light cruisers in different spots. He's not controlling them that efficiently.
taking quite a few hits. Now that it's moving out. Crusader trying to get the Charlie cap, but also kind of not doing that.
Friends moved to Bulkrad to contest that.
It's Pi, actually. Yeah. 450 is coming in at this close range, and the broadside of the voxel is going to be immensely effective.
This was Joker about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Not exactly, but pretty close to that. And that's unable to be active on the map.
It's Careful Crusader wasn't doing much to leverage the CL speed. He was mostly sticking to good nut.
Yep.
Probably not the worst thing he could have done, mind.
Yeah, there's certainly worse options indeed.
In the opening part, when they got all the way back into the enemy's backline and Cat C, that was probably a good time to split their forces. But they just didn't.
As I was really disappointed with the beam BB when it had all 3 fucking beams on that one line chip and it just kills the drive. That's it. That was like, oh, that's anticlimactic.
No, those were terrible aim points.
Yeah, bad RNG for that.
Old
I
and
suppose you
lost.
can multiply it.
Well, even if the BB could have like gotten even both of those liners, the game would probably end the same.
Mm.
22,000 damage on Fort Snelling, though. Home taken out before its time.
Gaming.
Yeah, Meganon not able to get the damage down the field.
Nope.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that was a cap deal, pretty much.
Well,
Oh, does check your AMMs. They might be a little weird.
Oh yeah, they're super weird. I forgot to change them before.
What the fuck was on me that I was like jammed up to hell? Oh,
Fort Snelling.
the nuts plus me actually.
that
I
was
had
you
some
back
jamming.
with the CLs and the jammers.
Yep.
Yeah, that was annoying. That was really annoying.
Was meant to.
And then you had-
Didn't quite manage to dish out the damage enough though.
Yeah.
No, you did. You. My liner was like an orange bruise. It was not fun. Let me tell you that.
Thing is, kind of choked there. I had to manage the Kappas at the same time that I had to manage the CLs, and I just didn't. I didn't manage to do it. Hey.
Oh, did someone
Okay, you
DC?
No. I just I was like split between two. How can I say it? Like micromanaging two fleets basically.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, we did give it the old college try. Didn't work
No, no,
out.
don't.
Okay.
No,
That
no,
was
you
a
did.
solid game, yeah.
Yeah.
It felt very much like a position. This was like very much position warfare based, like high and
Yeah.
Arcantos doing that flank, and then me just holding, like being there, stopped you guys from just rolling over.
Beams are scary. Don't go near them.
Oh, being was scary.
I mean,
thought
we did.
genuinely. Sorry, go on.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, like, internet losing their two DDs was an unfortunate loss.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's not a lot of staying power in those DDs. Once their fucking noses are fucking burnt out and they're out of their restores, they're kind of.
I mean, one of them was just mismicroed, unfortunately, but the other, as I was saying in chat, basically what happened was there was a sprinter and a DD. The sprinter was on the point, and the DD was behind it, and an MMT fired some missiles at it. Both had AMMs that are anti-size 2s, but the DD fired its AMMs. So the sprinter didn't do anything. It got hit by the missiles because it didn't fire its AMMs. And now the DD is empty of AMMs, and it got hit later by another size 2. So,
yeah. Our entire strategy there was just get rid of the beams.
It worked
Yeah,
out. I mean, that was the
did, yeah.
scariest thing.
Honestly, I so thought it was all over for that.
I was very
bastard line
proud
ship.
of like trying to do like a little gun surround on the
But
on the destroyer, and then there was just a second destroyer there that killed all my surrounding ship.
The duels with the line ships were really fun, though.
Mm.
At least
Almost got killed by that beam BB though. That was spooky.
That being said,
yeah.
that's gonna be my only game for the night. So you guys go and have fun. Thanks for the game. See ya.
All right, that is the end of that. It was a little more one-sided than the last one, but still a pretty good game. I hope you enjoyed. I have a Discord. If you want to participate, come on down. Also have a Patreon if you want to support me and all my endeavors in managing the cats here. Sometimes we get pretty wild, sometimes we're well behaved. It really depends. I usually don't have to shout at people too many times. But things go well. That's the ball game. I'll see you in the battle space. Good night.